All right, thanks, Melissa. Employment front and center today. President Obama pushing his jobs plan. He's visiting Cree's manufacturing plant in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, this hour. Now, he's going to discuss how to accelerate private sector hiring and strengthen America's competitiveness around the world. Meanwhile, GE CEO Jeff Immelt and American Express CEO Ken Chenault, who are part of Obama's jobs advisory panel, they are out with an op-ed piece in today's Wall Street Journal talking about getting America back to work. They say we need to focus on 5 areas: training workers for today's jobs, cutting red tape, boost jobs in travel and tourism, streamline small business loans and put construction workers back to work by converting commercial properties into more energy-efficient buildings. Heard that before. But one area they didn't mention is taxes. So we ask, would lowering corporate taxes be the best way to boost jobs growth? So let's talk. Joining us is Ben Ferguson, talk show host at Icon Radio Network, and Sam Bennett, president of the Women's Campaign Forum. Sam, go to you. President Obama has talked about cutting the corporate tax and reform. Jeff Immelt told me the other night at a dinner he wants 15% corporate tax rate and no deductions. And yet, these geniuses didn't even put it in the op-ed piece, Sam. What's going on here?
It's going to take much more than cutting the corporate tax to figure that baby out. Yeah, we got a high rate, but the problem is the net taxes paid out by these corporations isn't all that high. So the truth of the matter is just cutting the tax isn't going to do the business. On my end, I would strongly recommend we do what a number of European countries have done that have high performance in their corporate sector. Put some more women on your board. That always correlates in higher corporate returns. So
But
that's
Sam,
my vote.
hold on. Sam, I'm all for putting smart women on the board. No problem with that, Sam. You're not going to catch me there. But I will say this. The European countries you mentioned all have significantly lower corporate tax rates than we do.
Absolutely.
At the margin.
We have one of the highest ones. No argument there. But the problem is when you dig a little bit underneath the, under the carpet, they're lifted up. The thing is, corporations, because of all the labyrinth of deductions that we've got, end up paying their real rate is much lower. It's a bit of a mess over there.
Ben, go ahead.
Larry, this to me is real simple. This is one of those problems that genuinely, as complex as the job creation world can be, makes sense. We got a tax rate at what, 35 to 39%? The rest of the world's around 24 to 26%. We're about 10% above. That obviously is one way we can actually have people get jobs again, is by lowering the tax rate. Second of all, we got problems with entrepreneurs. They're not creating small businesses. And what does this president say? He says, oh, well, we need to do things with green and alternative energy to get the job market going again in this op-ed. That has nothing to do with job growth. This president doesn't understand that when you cut taxes, people start hiring, and all of his other ideas, in fact, are not working. That's why we have unemployment 9.1%.
Sam, back to your original point, I mean, why don't we close the corporate loopholes? That's one of the things that Larry was saying that Jeff Immelt had said. I mean,
the paper rate, sure, it's high, I don't disagree, but the real rate is much, much lower. And you know what, it's going to take a long, long time to close all those corporate loopholes. What these guys are looking to do, and what Obama's looking to do, is what can we do quick and fast? And I respectfully disagree with my colleague, because green jobs represent a really fast way to jumpstart the economy.
But it's not a
what happened to the shovel-ready jobs? Those were supposed to be super
the problem
fast.
is, green jobs are not competitive, and they're not ready. Look at the fact that how little taxes, for example, Obama's good friend GE paid last year. I think it was, what, around 0? And guess what? Green jobs are not fixing the economy right now, and the average American can't afford to go buy green technology or get the green tax breaks because they are literally trying to stay afloat.
No, disagree. You could take the city of Philly. I'm from Pennsylvania. You could say, which they've already done, they've already have an initiative on the ground in Philadelphia to say that every single roof has got to be a smart roof. Put some sod on it. There's all kinds of different things.
Who can afford
No. They're hiring contractors. They realized that they would save, I think it was $2 billion.
You got 9.1% unemployment.
Let me finish.
You can't deal in theories. You got to deal in realities.
Let me finish. They discovered in Philadelphia that they would save $2 billion in clean water runoff to meet the specifications for Federal Clean Water Act, and by just using smart roofs. So they're going to be hiring contractors to do that. It's a perfect example.
Sam, let me weigh in.
Larry.
Sam, hang on. I want to address Sam. It's a pleasure to see you, and I want to ask you this. Green jobs, okay. Sam, I'm like totally bored with green jobs because that story never seems to deliver. I'm interested in oil and gas jobs. And I want to ask you,
yes, sir,
regarding small businesses and job creation, the role of the EPA. I mean, you've got these phenomenal discoveries in Texas for oil shale. You've got the Gulf of Mexico discovery of Exxon. You've got loose talk about Alaska. If we allowed oil and gas exploration, development, production, and lifting and all the rest of it, you're talking about a couple of million jobs.
You know what?
To
I'm
me,
sorry.
the EPA has become the biggest job blocker. I'm sure you agree with me on this.
No, I completely disagree with you on it. I think those are the jobs of tomorrow. Let's be about the jobs. Those are about the jobs of yesterday.
Today.
Let's be about the jobs of tomorrow. I'm with Angela Merkel on this one. Let's get out there and get in front of all the other countries on this. Let's do some massive reinvestment on this.
Ben.
Larry, look, the jobs of tomorrow, or the jobs of the future the Obama administration keeps talking about are not stimulating the economy right now. You have literally a complete different worldview from this president. He believes that oil is evil. He believes it's almost immoral. He's not going to let us go drill, and he said to the American consumers that if you're having problems at the pump, go look at alternative energy. The average American I know right now can't afford Energy Star new windows. They can't afford Energy Star new air conditioning and heating, and they can't afford a hybrid car right now. They need basic jobs of today, not of tomorrow, that don't exist.
All right. Sam Bennett, thank you very much. Ben Ferguson, thank you.
My
Melissa,
pleasure.
look at